now we get to another edition of my our show Binge or Cringe, where I watch,
Binge or Cringe.
I like that. We should have like a theme song to it. So basically, what this show is about is I watch a show that is streaming on one of the platforms, and I tell you if you guys should binge or cringe it. And today's edition of Binge or Cringe will feature the show Fuller House Season 3 Part 1. And this is the first part of the season, which has 9 episodes, and then the remaining 9 episodes will be added to Netflix in December. I will try not to spoil this show.
Spoil the out of it. Nobody's watching the show.
I'm not going to spoil it. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen the first 2 seasons, there will be spoilers. And there will definitely be spoilers if you never watched the original show, Full House. And there will absolutely be spoilers if you have never heard of either show, never watched it before.
Spoiler alert, Danny Tanner's wife is dead.
Uh-oh. Okay, so this latest season continues to follow DJ and her friend Kimmy and Stephanie as they are living in their parents' house and helping her raise her 3 kids and also Kimmy's daughter as well. Obviously, I watched the show Full House in the late 80s and early 90s, so I've witnessed DJ as a little girl all the way up to high school and now as a working mom. And I can honestly say, Drew, she is way lamer now than she was when she was in high school.
And she was like the lame character in the old show.
Yeah, she was actually like the least coolest one on the show. And that's saying a lot because Joey Gladstone was lame too. But you know how they used to say, like, oh, you're a geek burger. Oh, you're a nerd bomber. She's actually become a geek burger on this show because
you don't want to become a geek burger.
Yeah, her jokes are corny, much like everyone else's jokes in the show. She's incredibly awkward, especially when she's attempting to be romantic. Like one episode, she puts on like a red cocktail dress, like soft music, and like tries to like dance towards her boyfriend Matt. And she moves like a fucking like Chuck E. Cheese animatronic puppet.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Because
she's like an ultra right wing conservative Christian.
Well,
and that's the closest to sex that she's ever had. She had to pray to Jesus right before and after filming.
Yeah, every time. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe that's the reason I didn't pick up on that. So she's got that boyfriend.
Oh, not the character, the actress.
Yeah. Well, I thought she's trying to incorporate that into the character nowadays. And speaking of that boyfriend, let's get to this one thing that's bothering me shit at me about this show. All right, here we go. So, as you know, it's like the parallels between the 2 shows are like, identical. Like on the other show, like Danny's wife died, so like, the friend and the family member comes to help raise the kid. Same thing with this show. Like DJ's husband passes away, and she's got 3 other kids. Like the oldest kid's like 12, and the youngest kid's like maybe like 6 months old. So like, they come to raise him. So what I'm thinking to myself is like,
how much bad luck can one family have?
Right. Like the Tanners are cursed, obviously. But more importantly, like, the other kid's like 6 months old. And like, by the end of the first season, like the old boyfriend Steve and like this boy like that she works with, Matt, are fighting basically for her attention or for her to date them. And it's like she's not even concerned that she's like, her husband died like not even a year ago.
Yeah.
It's like It's like, and by this season, like the husband's not even like, mentioned. He's not even a fucking thought, So like the kids don't seem to care.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, the kids don't even care about the husband. Like she's like got the boyfriend now. She's obviously dating Matt. If you didn't see the second season, she picks Matt and they're dating. And of course, yes, Matt is a bona fide hottie. Like he's a gorgeous man. But your husband been dead for like less than a year.
She's like, oh, my husband died. That guy. Yeah. Let me go get some.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I don't know. It's just like at least mourn for a few years. It's like this is ridiculous. This show that's been bothering me for like the past 3 seasons.
I mean, even on the original Full House, Danny, there was like episodes where Danny was like conflicted, where he like started dating a woman and he's like, I don't know, my wife died so soon. This feels so weird.
Yeah,
like they at least addressed it.
Yeah,
and that was a show that solved eating disorders in 30 minutes.
Thank you.
This is less than that.
Yeah, thank you. That's exactly my fucking problem. And all right, let's get to the friend Kimmy now. Her friend Kimmy, that she's even shittier than DJ on this show. She's divorced now. She divorced her
because who the would stay with Kimmy?
Well, ironically, the guy wants to stay with her. Her husband was this Latino guy named Fernando, and she basically divorced him, but now they're kind of working things out. So he moves into the house now. So now Kimmy lives there, and he lives there with the daughter and stuff like that.
This is absurd.
And in the first episode, which was called Best Summer Ever, Fernando surprises Kimmy with like a gift that would hardly inconvenience her whatsoever. And she turns it down and says, "Oh, I'm upset with you that you did this without asking," which probably cost like him thousands of dollars to do. And I literally,
what was the gift?
I can't spoil it for you guys. I literally stood up and said, "You fucking selfish." Like, worst of all, nobody in the fucking cast is addressing this. They don't even say like, "Well, wait a minute, Kimmy. Like, this thing that he bought you is not gonna really affect your life whatsoever. You could still do that." But no one's saying anything. I'm like, the is this about? And then they keep hinting at it in other episodes. Like, they might say something like, "Wait a minute, Kimmy, you're being ridiculous." Nothing. Pissed. I'm pissed. Let's talk about now the middle child, whose name is Max. He's about 9 years old, and even though he's got like a girlfriend on the show, that chick is obviously a fucking beard.
9 years old, and he has a girlfriend.
Yeah, the chick's a beard. I mean, the chick's a beard. The kid who plays Max is due to come out of the closet in less than like 10 years. Aside from this flamboyant gay mannerisms, he like
because he's the new Danny Tanner, right? Because Danny Tanner was like the clean one, and they need to have
so gay. But it's like not like Danny wasn't gay, but this kid is so queer. He pouts like a girl when his 4th of July vest gets stained, and then his girlfriend asks him like after they make up like if he wants to hold hands and like skip. And I was expecting him to say, "You had me at skip, girl," but he says something else ridiculous, and the audience laughs.
You think it's a relationship of convenience then?
Yeah, they're trying to force this like he's not gay.
He's like, I already know I'm gonna have a tough time in high school. Like his sister came to him or his mother came to him and was like, "Listen, you need to get in that closet, dude. You can come out once you get to college. Nobody will give a shit at that time. If you want to get beaten up every day for 4 years, you need to start dating right now."
Yeah.
I love you, and I understand what you're going through, but this is for the best.
But Mom, they have cooties and stuff. So the kid who plays the oldest son, Jack, whose name is Jackson, not only has he gotten like taller and his voice has gotten deeper, but his acting has gotten worse. When he's not shouting his lines, he's just comes off so scripted when he like says anything. And on the plus side, his friends are actually funny. Like he's got this one friend and this.
I don't believe it.
He's got one friend that's got autism that only quotes movie lines, and he's kind of funny.
People with autism are funny,
Yeah.
apparently.
And then
that's what sitcoms are all about. It's just the autistic character.
Yeah, he's got another friend that's like blatantly hitting on his mother, DJ, in like in the episode. Like he's saying like things like, "Hey, I'll be 18 in a couple years. Will you wait for me?" Like right in front of like Jackson, and he's just like, "Whatever, it's cool. Bang my mom. I don't care." By the way, in that episode, DJ is walking around the house in heels and a skirt with like no place to go that day. So it's like, who does that? Who dresses up just to hang around the house? Like, so she obviously was asking for it.
I don't even want like pants on right now. The second I'm getting home, I just tear all of my clothes off in one swoop.
Yeah. I'm gonna get some positivities beside the one-off characters that were funny in a second, but I gotta have my complaints out the way first. The episode called "Say Yes to the Dress," DJ and like her ex-boyfriend Steve like do this rendition of like the Grease song "Summer Nights" during karaoke, which starts to reignite some old sparks.
Why is that something that keeps happening? Where every time there's like sexual tension, they have to do a karaoke, and it's usually a Grease song. And then it's just like, "Oh, I just realized that I love you."
Right.
Like, get the out of here.
That's what they do in that one, and they've been doing that for this whole season. Like in previous episodes in the last season, DJ confessed that she would have actually chosen Steve, even though Matt's like a fucking dreamboat. She's like, I would have picked Steve, but unfortunately now Steve's engaged to this girl named CJ. And it's like,
so many fucking initials in this show.
Yeah, so it's like, well, I guess I'm gonna stay with Matt. And then so in this season we get some like episodes where they have some like romantic stares and sweet compliments, which like culminates into like this like season finale, which I will not spoil for you guys who've never seen a sitcom in your life. So I don't know why the first lines in the theme song is like whatever happened to predictability, because this show is full of it.
Well and alive.
Yeah, even down to like the studio audience, they are like trained to laugh at any joke, even if it wasn't that funny, or if it wasn't even a joke at all. Like,
well, I mean, in the day of Big Bang Theory,
this is worse than that, because like
they're trained. I mean, if they can laugh at that, they can laugh at anything.
Yeah, this is worse because they're laughing when it's not even a joke. Like she'll be like, "Hey, Jackson, did you pack your socks?" It's like, where's the fucking joke? There wasn't a joke there. Why are you laughing? Then the next line of the joke is like everyone's preparing to laugh at the next line. They gasp and they say "ooh" at anything remotely scandalous, even if they already addressed it earlier in the episode. And they say "aww" even at the sight of a baby doing nothing.
Fucking babies.
Also, why does everyone say like it's always open when someone rings the doorbell? Like someone ring the doorbell, they'll say it's always open, and the person will come in. Just say it's open. Like if you say it's always open, that will attract burglars.
Or say it's always open with a fucking attitude. Like, dude, it's fucking always open. Yeah. Like, stop knocking. I'm not getting up and answering the door.
No, but just say, because burglars are going to start coming to your house. If they'll be like, wait a minute, the door's always open. Let's just come to the house. And they might be saying to themselves like, hey, listen, this neighborhood's safe, so we know it's going to be okay. But dude, me and my wife went to visit that house in San Francisco a couple years back. And that neighborhood that the house is in is not a safe place to leave your doors unlocked. Also, a little side note: the person that actually bought the house ended up painting the house purple for some reason. But whatever. The best episodes in this season are the ones that have the grown-ups from the Full House show when they make cameos. Like Bob Saget's episode was like weak, but the one with like Uncle Joey and his like obnoxious kids was actually quite mediocre.
Who the Uncle Joey?
He has 4 kids. And
goddamn, who Uncle Joey 4 times?
I don't know. It's just he's and the kids, like, you know, you understand that they're his kids.
And like, wasn't he a perpetual loser on the first show? Like he got a girlfriend like one time, and then Uncle Jesse stole him away, and he was just like, oh
yeah, oh well,
I'll just talk to this raccoon instead of dealing with my emotions,
right, Mr. Woodchuck? Do you have some wood? So yeah, but his episode was okay. But Uncle Jesse's episode where he had to babysit the kids, that was the best one of the 3 because John Stamos actually gets to sing at the end, and it's like, oh, we get to hear his sweet voice.
Cover Beach Boys song, I'm assuming. No,
he wrote some Betty Bye song because they adopted the kid because for some reason after their twins got older and they moved out, like him and Aunt Becky were like, we need to have another kid, so they adopted a black kid.
That's like one of my main problems with sitcoms.
Yeah, too many children.
Black kids.
No.
No, like when you get into your 40s, you have another kid. Nobody does that.
They're in their 60s now, probably those 2. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
When you get in your 60s, you have another kid. That.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
Exactly. So, but I could forgive every complaint I was making if the show was actually funny. I did not laugh at one joke in any episode. So the nostalgia for this whole thing is gone for me. Like when it first came out, I'm like, yay! Like I remember that show. Now I just don't give a now. And the worst part is the small amounts of adult humor that was in the previous episodes is completely gone now. Like this show now is so watered down and vanilla as like a Disney Channel sitcom. That's right, you guys. I'm saying this show is as bad as Girl Meets World. It's
harsh criticism.
Yeah. Also, when they try to like address some serious topics like Stephanie being infertile.
Why does it matter that Stephanie's infertile? Does she have? She didn't have a boyfriend in the
She does in the show. Yeah.
She does.
Yeah. She's dating Kimmy's brother.
And she's trying to have a kid with the guy she's dating.
Well, I won't.
What world does this show happen in?
San Francisco, of course.
This is what they do in San Francisco.
So yeah, so like they're dealing with that, and Danny like just comes out the blue saying, "Oh me and my wife are divorced now." It's like, oh, we forgot you even were married.
We forgot you were even part of the show.
Yeah, so they throw that into a middle of like a quote unquote comedy induced episode, and it's like this is dragging the show down from a show that's already unfunny in the first place. The writers think like, having like a random food fight break out in like episodes qualifying.
Classic food fight.
Yeah, they think they qualify as comedy, and I'm like, yeah, I see like the cast is having fun, but what about the rest of us? God damn it, I hate this show, and I'm not looking forward to the second half of the season, but I unfortunately have to watch it anyway. So I'm gonna say this show is definitely a show you guys should cringe.
There's no reason for the show to exist other than fucking people our age going, oh, I want a sequel to this fucking shit I remember from 30 years ago. No, you do not want it.
Yeah.
Stop doing that. And TV executives, stop listening to this nostalgia bullshit. It's the exact same show, just less funny.
Yeah.
It's fucking unconscionable that it's not only got made in the first place, but got a second season.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. And the thing I'm scared about is I want them to cancel this show because I don't want them to look for other TGIF shows we watch to like bring back. Because I do not want them to take Family Matters and make like extended Family Matters.
Oh God! Could you imagine Urkel with a kid? Actually,
yeah,
I would watch it if it was just Urkel's kid.
Yeah, it'd be Urkel and Laura married, and then their kids doing the exact same thing that they did in the other show. And
I might be okay with that.
You would?
I do like Urkel hijinks.
The problem is like they're trying to capture the whole ridiculousness and corniness of the 80s like sitcom, but since they're doing it now, there's no earnesty in it. It's like they're blatantly trying to be this asinine.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's just don't watch this show, you guys. I don't know. So let us know what you think if you actually watched the Fuller House season in the comments. What you think, if you liked it or hate it, and if you think it's worth watching the whole thing.